Welcome back to another video. Today we're at the Stalking Show and tomorrow, so 13th and 14th of April. This Stalking Show, I've been to it the past few years and it keeps growing and growing and growing. It's probably the biggest I've seen it. So let's go for a wander round and let's have a look at the different vehicles, clothing, scopes, night visions, thermals. There's absolutely everything here, knives, everything related with deer stalking. So we'll go and check the stuff out. And then we'll also be giving my honest opinion on whether or not I think it's worthwhile coming to the Stalking Show. The past few years, I think it has. It's definitely a good learning curve and you can see all the different kit out there. So we'll give my honest review on this year's. First stand we'll come to is John Bailey's. So he's just here behind me talking a load of waffle. But yeah, no John, he's got a good stand here, got a good setup. So we've got some Bergara rifles, some Mausers. Yeah, all different ranges obviously. And then on the other side, you've got some more expensive ones. So you've got some more Bergaras with different colour stocks. And then you've got a bit more fancy MDT timbers, which is probably a Hauer action a bit. Oh no, it's Bergara action with a MDT stock on it. And then he's got a range of clothing, so a bit of Jack Pike here, nice little fleece, good bargain there, 18 quid. So probably get invest in one of them tomorrow. I'm coming back tomorrow with the lads and I'll probably invest in one of them. Here he is. Do you want to say hello?
Hello. How are we?
Right, so we're on the Bergara stand. I've been looking at these for a while. So you've got it's a B14 crest, isn't it? Yeah, carbon stock, carbon barrel, Steadlight. A few of my mates have got these, the Bergaras, and yeah, so far what they've given me a good battering and they've lasted, so it's definitely an option for me. But yeah, impressed how light it is. So that was a Bergara stand. Didn't film too much on there. I'll get some more footage tomorrow. It was a bit too busy. Bergara is like an up and coming in the UK new guns that everyone's kind of opting for because they're priced really competitively and you're getting a good barrel and a good action for it. Next door to Bergara is actually Yorkshire Field Sports Apparel. I've seen this guy on TikTok loads, quite funny to be fair. So yeah, I don't know if he's here. He's going to be here somewhere, but he's probably busy talking to potential customers. But yeah, so he sells, I'll just flip you around now, and he sells all the different bits of clothing. So you got Jack Pike, Deer Hunter, sells Didito boots. That's what I always see him raving about on TikTok. So I'll just spin you around, you can have a quick look at his stand. So that's his stand there. And obviously you've got a bit of mix. So you've got women's, men's, kids, all of it on there. So if you're here next year, he's probably going to be here, so go and check him out. Just finished recording that clip and then I've had someone come up to me and they've said, I've seen your videos and keep them up, you're smashing it. So that's really nice to hear and it's nice someone's recognised me. It's a bit weird, but it's cool that someone's recognised me and they give me a bit of positive feedback and he said keep it up. So yeah, that's always nice. Just on the Mid-Counties Blacking stand, it's just bending S-hooks, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So easy as that one out. This is what happens when you come to shooting shows. You see loads of expensive equipment like this and it gets you thinking. But we'll get around to the Pulsar stand. I'm sure they're here. On this stand we've got a mix of everything. So we've got some CZs, we've got some Seikos, like you saw in Cotswold Steve's video. We've got some CZs again, some Berettas, so they're like fake blazers, I'd call them. Straight pulls with the big orange magazines. Got some more Bergaras. We've got some Browning X-bolts, carbons, normals. So my dad's actually got a normal Browning X-bolt, but he's just put it in a GRS stock. So we've got some of them. Got obviously the Blazers, S20s. So we've got some Ruger rifles here. These are very competitively priced as well. There's a lot more competitively priced stuff now, and it's all coming with adjustable cheek risers, or you can go for your old traditional wooden stocks. But in my eyes, you don't really want one of these. You're more going for one of these nowadays just for better action and comfort. And then you've also got a range of all the Leupold scopes. So you've got some over there and some on here. So we're outside Fortis stand now, so that's clothing. I'm going to go in here and have a look. So on the front here we've got some seat covers, definitely an essential, waterproof as well. Just spotted this Fortis backpack, looks quite nice. So you got this nice Fortis hoodie as well with the logo embossed out as such. A bit like Superdry, very similar to Superdry, but obviously with Fortis, and then like a bit of a thicker, smart moleskin shirt. So we're just on the Leica stand. Obviously they've got thermals now, not just your traditional glass scopes, binos, range-finding equipment. So here you've got like a rangefinder, handheld, nice little one to keep in your pocket. I personally don't see the point in these anymore. I prefer either a built-in rangefinder into your thermal device or rangefinder binoculars. I just try and minimise the amount of kit I'm keeping in my pockets. So I get why these are sold because they're cheaper, but I don't really, not a fan of them. Leica thermals, never looked through them, so we'll have a quick look through one of them now. So we're just having a look through now the thermal. Obviously the quality is reduced because obviously we're filming through a camera, but you can get a good perspective of what it's going to be like. I presume this is one of the top range models with a 640 sensor in it, which is quite good when I've been looking through it. So some of the Leica scopes, I've never personally used one of these, but we've got a mixed range of 56, these 50s, 44, so naturally for deer stalking I'd say you want either a 56 or a 50, just for better light gathering. And then you'd also want the illuminated reticle, which is, I'd say, game changing for the last 10 to 15 minutes. It just speeds yourself up and gets you on the deer quicker. So we're on this stand now, I'm probably going to pronounce the name wrong, but it's Schutz & Larsen, more of your traditional Highland, nice rifles as such. This is the type of thing that I wouldn't probably be able to afford, speaking openly honestly, and the type of thing I wouldn't want to take out stalking with myself because I'd probably end up scratching it, and because obviously we use ours day in day out as a tool. This is more of a for your special trophy hunt or a nice moment as such. Obviously you've got the different finishes. Or then you do have a similar setup to Seiko S20s. It's a bit of a mix really. So this is like, I'd say a bit of a hybrid between a Blaser back end and a Seiko S20 with the thumb hole. But for realistically speaking, in my honest open opinion, for $3,500, it's just expensive really for what it is. Moving on to moderators, there's thousands of different moderators you can get. Obviously you ranging from the price of 240 up to 360, and obviously you got over barrel, which I prefer because it counterbalances the weight and obviously is potentially a little bit quieter. Or you got like new smaller moderators which screw on the end, which obviously give that sleeker finish, but ultimately it's normally a bit louder, warms up faster, it won't last as long. But every moderator is different. It's just finding the right one for your rifle and the right weight, depending on what you're using it for. So we're over on the steel target stand. There's these, and then obviously Tom's targets that are here at the show. So they've got all the different gongs, Hardix 500 things. Then they've got the life size, obviously roe deer, little fallow cricket there, with obviously the neck shot there. You've got all the different gongs, foxes, loads of little show offers and little specials on. So you've got a roebuck, fallow, muntjac, a fox. It's quite good, especially if you've got clients out and you want to check the zero. Obviously you can do it on like a smaller target like a fox, in the kill zone on one of them, and then in the head like a 2-inch circle, 4-inch circle. Just checking that they're on really before you plonk them in the eye seat. So we're over on the Pulsar stand now. So you've got some Pulsar mergers, which is binoculars, obviously thermal, with the range finding built in. So that's one option. Obviously a different option to what I've got. I've got a Pulsar Axion, which I'll show you in a second. But then you've also got some thermal rifle scopes here, obviously varying in prices. You've got XGs, XP models, you've got digital night vision over there, and then you've got Thermions, which is thermal and night vision. You've got the range finding attachments on top. So these are the models I've got. I don't have the XG model, that's the 640 sensor, the better one. I've got the XQ model, which is the cheaper model, but it does me well. Good little thermals they are. Take a good battering, and you've seen me give mine a fair amount of use. So we're on the Didito stand now, and obviously they've got all the different range of boots. Never been a fan of wearing boots, but I think I might invest in a pair eventually, especially coming into summer. Wellies do get a bit sweaty, so it's definitely worthwhile an investment in a good pair of boots. I think I'm toying between Diditos, and then obviously there's crispy boots. That's what Cooey Steve or Down South Steve uses. Just have to see what I can try on a few different pairs. We're on the Swarovski stand now. Obviously this is what most people use, either 10B42 or 8B42 Swarovski EL rangefinder binoculars. Not cheap, they're about 2-3 grand, but it's the best glass you can get, I think, really, for rangefinder binoculars. I've never looked through Leica ones, so I can't comment on them, or the Zeiss ones, but Russ and my dad and a few of us use the Swarovski ones, so that's their go-to ones. However, with their scopes, I will just mention they are good light gathering, but I find the reticles are too fine for my eye, because obviously scope is personal preference to do with the reticle, and I prefer Zeiss over Swarovski for reticles. So there's some Harkeeler stuff here. You've seen Russ and a few of us use these. I think I'm going to invest in one of these, the greener one, not the camo one. So you've got the pockets on the side, and obviously you can put your binoculars in here if it opens up. How do you open that up? Oh, it opens up from there. So it just keeps everything nice and safe. So on the Harkeeler side, obviously you've got the Pro Hunter stuff. Yeah, it is good. Obviously it's just quite expensive, but it does last. Quite a few people do invest in the Harkeeler range, and obviously they've just brought out all the new Climate 8 stuff, which is like the heated jackets and stuff like that. So that might be worthwhile investing in the winter. So we're over on Tier 1 now. There's a cabinet here with all the different mounts. Obviously, I think Tier 1 are the best mounts with the spirit level bubbles and obviously the bipods, or the bit more long range shooting stuff with the U-shaped thing. So Russ has got one of them on his blazer with the Tier 1 special like mount for the blazers. There's probably one here somewhere, I just can't see it. But yeah, I definitely need to invest in one of these, because at the minute I've got like a cheap Amazon bipod and it is trash. I've had to grab the grips on it, tighten it up, and it's just, yeah, it's not ideal. I just need to invest in a nice one with a bit of carbon on it, and that'll look real nice on my rifle. You can adjust it, so just quick release mount, take it out, put it on other rifles, as long as you've got a Picatinny rail like one of those. Just opposite Tier 1, we've got Ember Leaf knives, obviously well known in the industry, so there's loads of fancy knives here. Not my cup of tea knives, I just use a good old trusty one where you can change the blades, because I'm not the most gentle with the knife as such. But yeah, they're real nice knives. Obviously different designs, custom made, may come to exactly what you want. So we're over on Highland Outdoors, and obviously they stock loads of different stocks and all that. They're quite a good importer into the UK. So GRS stocks, that's what my dad's got on his Browning. Yeah, I do like the stock a bit, but I'm not a personal fan of it. I just don't like the big clunky buttons and all that. And I don't like the ergonomics, like the feel to it, because naturally everyone's different. But in my eyes, as long as you've got a good adjustable cheek riser, adjustable length of pull, a good firm pistol grip there, you can change that to a Picatinny rail or a stud. You can't go wrong really. On this side here we've got some Christian Arms rifles, so naturally you've got some of the lower range ones price wise, but they've still got carbon on them. Or going up you've got like proof research barrels, I think these come with. You've got carbon ones, or obviously stainless steel. So on this side we've got a mix of everything really. So starting at the bottom we've got some proof research barrels, so that's up and coming barrels. They're going to be like some of the best barrels getting imported now. So if you're rebarreling your rifle, definitely check them out and have a look at them. Nosler, bit of a wacky stock, it's like a paint flick effect. What's that one there? We've got a Hardy hybrid, complete carbon, so you've got a carbon barrel, carbon stock, similar to the Bagaras. You just got a different magazine housing, a bit like a Remington 700 Action. Most of them are based off that nowadays, to be fair. And then here we've got a short stubby MDT, Project X, carbon barrel, carbon stock, and real short length, 24-inch barrel on a 308, so that'll be a good woodland rifle, nice and lightweight with a foldable stock, so you can push that in and fold the stock around. Moving on to some of the scopes available on the stand, we've got some GPOs here and some more GPOs there. Real good competitive price range. My dad's got on one of these now. It used to have a Zeiss Victory HT3, obviously the best light gathering and real nice scope. But he sold that, bought a boat, and then swapped onto a GPO scope, which is a competitive price range. Not as good light gathering, but still really good for the money. And obviously you can get scopes like this, like a 3-18 B56i, ideal scope for stalking. See adjustable turrets, all that. Good zoom magnification, illuminated reticles, parallax, all the bee's knees for around the £1,000 mark, rather than your £2,000 to £3,000 mark for your Zeiss or your Swarovskis. But obviously you're paying that extra for, I'd say, the brand, and then also getting that light gathering. Also on Highland Outdoors we've got some Rovent stuff, so it's like the anti-tick stuff. I've got some anti-tick trousers, I think it's these ones. Great in summer, no, it's these ones I've got. So great in summer when you're going down south, tick heaven, just saves you getting absolutely et alive. But obviously they do the socks, and they're Coolmax ones. And then obviously you've got the jackets, trousers. Definitely an investment if you're going up Scotland or you're down south and you're in an area where it's heavily with tick. On the Weatherby stand now, same kind of guns you're seeing absolutely everywhere. Carbon stocks, carbon barrels or carbon sleeve barrels. All different wacky patterns now, which they are nice to be fair. Adjustable cheek risers on the MDT ones, foldable stocks, obviously a bit more target shooting looking rifles. This one here though, I did actually nearly purchase one of these off John Bailey, the first shop we went to. So we did like a package deal with one of these. So it's a nice fluted barrel, nice affordable rifle. So that one's out at $995, and I'm sure John was doing a deal about 1,500-1,600 quid with that tier 1 MOA rail with a GPO scope and a moderator. Real nice, good rifle just to get you started, I think, with a good GPO optic, good action rifle, nice flute into it, so you got a nice bit of aesthetics. So we're on the Harkeeler stand now. Obviously you got Harkeeler boots, all the different ranges of Harkeeler and Sealand is also on this stand. So you got all the different types of jackets on the Harkeeler stand. Obviously they're coming out with the new different patterns and designs. Yeah, this one's a bit different with all the fluff and that on. So this is the other alternative to Steel Company targets. This is Tom's targets, and then also Davana high seats. So obviously you've got a mix here of targets and high seats, freestanding, and the towers over there. That tower looks familiar. So we're over here on the Seekins stand, Seekins Precision. Obviously you've got the more like tactical looking rifles, more longer range stuff, and then you have got a bit more of a traditional hunters or gamekeeper style of rifle there. Obviously, naturally they are more expensive because they've got the nice fancy fluted bolt heads, twisted barrels. So we're on Shooting Sports UK stands. That's a store local to me. You've got these Apex slings, quite good slings to be fair. They're the ones where you can strap them like round your waist as such to stop your gun moving on your back, and then obviously you've got all the different Apex moderator covers to go with it. So these are the knives I use, Outdoor Edge. Obviously I use the one where you change the blade, but there's a few different ones they sell. Obviously the zippers and all that. They haven't got the ones, I'm assuming they've sold out, probably the ones I use, the ones where you can change the blade. On Zeiss now, you've got Zeiss trail cameras. Obviously I've got the Hick Micro ones the other day. Not tried Zeiss ones, but might be worthwhile a try. Got these like little lockable boxes, all sorts. We've got all the different Zeiss thermals here as well. The DTI range, DTI 1, 3, 4, and I think there's a 6 over there with the 640 sensors in them. So we're back on the Steel Target stand, and then also accompanying this stand we've got the Lucky Hunter. So I didn't get your name, bud. What's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley. So we're here with Ashley. A bit about your company. So it's an online competition website, and these are some of the prizes this month. So you've got a knife, an FQ50, 2 Hick Micro M15 cameras, which I've got, and then an Alpex 4K, which obviously I use. And then this is the puppy of a prize, which is an Autel thermal drone. Obviously there's some footage being displayed on the screen here showing how well it is. So just give us a bit of a rundown for how much potentially you could win this drone for. So what's the cheapest you can buy a ticket for?
So all our prizes on this stand are $2.99. So apart from this one here, which is going to be a show special, the Amberleaf knife, it's not on our website, but if you'd like to enter, or by the time you're watching this, it'll be announced. We're going to announce it tomorrow evening. So disregard that one. But all these other prizes you can win for $2.99. The next one is our fridge over there, which is $6.99, and again, the only one that we don't have on display is the Shotcam Gen 4 underbarrel camera. So, yeah.
Oh, and then we got that one there as well.
Of course, then we have the all-inclusive South African hunting package for 2 people, plus £3,000 cash to cover your flights and spending money.
So overall, my thoughts on this kind of online competition thing, I don't participate in gambling or anything like that, but this is completely different in my eyes because you can see how many tickets there are. It's all open and transparent business model, isn't it? So you can see how many tickets are being sold. You can see the value of the prizes. It's all brand new prizes, not used. So yeah, it's a great business model, and potentially you could win, what's that, a £4,000 drone, £5,000 drone?
Right,
roughly, ballpark figure?
Sort of closer to 5,000, yeah.
Yeah, for a minimal price really. So make sure you go and check these guys out. We'll put a link in the description below. We've been on the Dito stands looking at their boots, and obviously we're on the Crispy stand now. So I think these are the ones that down south Cooey Steve uses. But yeah, nice good boots. This is what we like. Petrol toys. Well, this one's electric, I think. Yeah, fully electric mule. Yeah, even got some fancy LEDs in the back. Look at that. Oh yeah, digital dash. Yeah, that's nice. We've got another Polaris Ranger here. This is a different model, so you can actually get these on a monthly fee, or obviously you can buy it outright. But yeah, they're a right machine, these are. Sorry I didn't get any more footage at the Stalking Show. I got caught up yesterday, ended up bumping into a few friends. I was having a chin wag with them. and then I completely forgot I had the camera on me. It's Sunday currently, been back there today with the lads. We've had a walk round, try not to spend too much money because that's the only downside of these shows. But overall, I'm just going to quickly conclude the Stalking Show. But before I do so, I will just add, I'm not sponsored by any brands. I'm not sponsored by the Stalking Show. So this and walking around, I've given my honest open opinion of the different brands. None of it's been hatred or nothing like that. Obviously, it's just real world experience or what I've heard about certain brands, which I think is a fair review. I've not gone around and said, oh, I absolutely hate this brand. Concluding the Stalking Show, I think it's a great show. Been there the past few years. I think this is its 4th or 3rd year running. So I definitely recommend attending if you're into deer stalking. It's located normally in Stafford in the county showground. Hospitality wise, the show, you just rock up. It's normally 15 or 20 quid, I think, day entry, or if you pre-book online you can pay 20 quid for the 2 days, but I'd just recommend coming for 1 day, having a good walk around, bring some money with you that you're not scared of spending, because it is very tempting when you're walking around. So bring your money along with you, have a good look round. All the brands this year, when I was walking around, I was asking plenty of questions and they're all happy to help you out, spend time with you, have a conversation. Staff on all the stalls are just genuine nice people, so don't be scared of asking questions. Go and ask them. Whilst you're walking around, if you haven't managed to burn a hole in your wallet or spend all your money you've been saving up all year to attend the Stalking Show, the thing it's great for is networking and chatting to fellow deer stalkers that have the same interest as yourselves. So it's great, the conversations you get into when you're on a stand and you're looking at products with your mates, and then the guy next to you is looking at it, and then you'll spark a conversation with him about that product, and he'll say, oh, my mate's got one of them, yeah, what do you think of it, and you're passing feedback and all that. So it's great, to be fair. Whilst we're on the subject of feedback, I'd just like to thank everyone that come up to me and said, oh, I've seen you on the YouTube, you've just started putting out your videos, keep them up, or leaving a nice bit of feedback saying that it's nice to see someone young posting the videos and encouraging others to start up and get involved in it. So anyone that come up to me, real appreciate it, or anyone leaving nice comments or anything like that, it really does inspire me to keep recording these videos and push them out there, and encourage people like my age to get into the sport and learn, really. So whilst we're on that subject, if anyone does want me to film a video on how I got into it, how you do get into it nowadays, so how to like book stalks as such, the legal requirements age-wise, because there's a few technicalities. So if you want me to run through all those T's and C's, then drop that in the comments below. So my overall conclusion of the Stalking Show is that it's a great show and I'll definitely be attending next year. So go and check it out. See you on the next one.